Hey there, it's Kathy with Be Creative with Kathy, and I'll be honest with you, for today's video I'm a little nervous. Although usually I'm always a little nervous, today I might be a little bit extra nervous. And that's because I'm going to try something different. I'm going to succeed to show you my January Days to Remember class. And really I shouldn't call it January because it's while supplies last. So my class, I call it Days to Remember. First we're going to use the Days to Remember stamp set. And I'll give you a little tutorial how to use this stamp set because it's amazing when you know how to use it. So I'll show you how to use the stamp set, and then I'll show you the card kit, or the class includes 2 cards. They look like this. And then it also includes a little birthday tracker or a date tracker. On mine, I keep anniversaries, I keep birthdays, just any day to remember. I have all of my team's start dates in there and I send them a card. I even have times when someone's passed away, I keep that in there, and that way I can send their loved ones a card saying thinking of you and stuff like that. So I keep lots of days in mine. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So on the little index cards here, which all come in your kit, you would put January, and for instance, my mother's birthday is January 14th, so I would put Betty Hagler and her address, and then up here I would just put the 14th and then file her under January, and then that way as I flip through I would know in January I need to send my mother a card. And then on the back I would make a note saying 2022 I sent Betty Ray a card. So that's what the tracker box is all about, and look how cute that is. Okay, so before I go on, I'm going to show you or do a little demonstration of how the Days to Remember stamp set works. And now since it's photopolymer or clear, I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce Match. You just get a better image. And I'm going to use some colored scrap paper here, so hopefully you can see. And then when we stamp our white on our white piece, you can see behind. But anyway, let's go on. So with this stamp set, you want to make sure that you have a block. This is a block I that is big enough to hold. And here's a couple things I want to mention too that are in my kit or my stamp set here. But a block, big enough to hold this stamp here. So I'm going to just lay it down and pick that stamp up with my I block. Okay, so now January, which is on my card here, is a very easy month. It has 31 days in it, especially in 2022, because the first started on a Saturday, because my calendar, which I think most of us go from Sunday to Saturday, that's another important thing to remember. I like to keep a little calendar pad like this in my stamp case, because you need it to figure out what days you're going to use with your calendar. And I don't know if that makes sense, but you'll just have to bear with me. So let's real quick do a simple month. I'm going to just practice here on my paper with a little bit of black Memento ink. Well, in the second thought, I'm going to show you the first time with an ink pad, a classic ink pad. This is just basic gray, because Stampin' Up! Ink pad is perfect for the month. So we know that January, Saturday, starts on the 1st, and the 1st is here. So then the next day would be the 2nd, so Sunday is going to be on the 2nd. And you could just take your stamp like this through your ink pad and see, look how it fits on there perfect. So I have the the Saturday the 1st inked up all the way to the 30th here on Sunday. And I hope that makes sense, because then when you just take it here, and my poor stamp, you can tell it's all stained and stuff because I've used it a plenty. But look, now you have the perfect month stamped right there. So let me clean my stamp. And a chamois is a nice thing to have, because a chamois, you can cut it down to size like this. I just keep mine in a little plastic bag, and that way I can hold it this way and clean my stamp really good. Let's practice once here, make sure that it's clean. Yes, it's clean. Okay, so now let's try February. So if you look here at my little calendar, we know, right, that February's first Saturday is on the 5th. So I'm going to bring in my ink pad. I'm going to look at the 5th here, right? It's way over here because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to have that one, the 5th, all the way over here to the right and ink it down. That makes that my 6th is good, right? And I have a whole month inked up there, just perfect with the stamp. And then you stamp it down. But now look, the problem is that in February, there's only 28 days. So the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, we don't want that to ink up at all. So let me clean my stamp again and show you how you can fix that. I'm going to make sure I get it nice and clean this time, because last time I don't think it was quite clean enough. There we go, that's better. Okay, so that's where I think these little dots right here come in. I think I got these at Walmart. They just look like this. They're just little 1/4 inch circle labels. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to cover up that 31. You could also use washi tape. Did I get it covered? No. Let me cover the 31 and the 30 and the 29, because there's only 28 days. According to my calendar here, there's only 28 days in February. So now when you take that ink pad, and now I'm going to go on to a piece of white cardstock so you can see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to ink it up here, right? I'm going to start with the 5th over here, because we know the 5th is the Saturday, the first Saturday of the month. And I'm going to ink it up just like this. Oh, and before I stamp that down, hold on, I'm going to get my Take a Pick tool, because I'm going to use that piercing tool to get rid of those little spots. Now we need to take those off before we ink, or before we stamp. Did I really say before we ink? Oh, brother. There we go. Make sure you don't touch those. They have ink on them and they're going to be messy. And then I'm going to take this down. I'm going to line up the bottom, making sure that the 5th is on the right side of our paper, and just stamp it down. See, get my head in the camera a little bit, make sure it's straight and fits on there. And here it goes. Now this piece of paper here is 2 3/4 inches wide. That's the best width to use with this stamp set. And now you have that perfect little calendar right there. Okay, so then we're going to use another stamp out of this set. And I don't have a block here big enough. 2 seconds. Let me grab a block real quick. I missed that stamp, because now we're going to stamp the days above it. And like I said, I always go Sunday through Saturday, so I'll probably never use the Monday through Sunday stamp, but that's a choice. That's how I do it. And then up above here, I'm just going to go try to get as straight as I can and stamp that there. And look, you have the perfect little Friday. Let's go ahead and put, or the perfect little Friday. Good, Kathy. I told you I was nervous. Put our little February up here at the top, like this. Let's see if I can get it straight. And there you go. Look how cute the little calendar is, just perfect. So if you line up your Saturdays with the first Saturday, or I guess you could line up the first Sunday. For some reason I seem to go with the Saturday. You can get every month for every year out of this stamp set. So that's how I would suggest you use the stamp set, and I hope, or the stamp, I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and we'll use it again. Let's put together our cards. And now I'll show you how to use it with the stamp pad that's not a classic stamp pad, because now I want to use the black Memento ink. Okay, so let me show you real quick. Let me put this away, because I'm going to show you a couple other things first. So when you get your kit in the mail, yours, this is what mine looks like. Yours won't quite look like that. Yours will look like this, because I'll put them in an envelope, so you can use the envelope with your cards. But for my kit, so you could see it, I put it in a clear envelope. And we're going to make this card first. So all the little pieces and parts will be die cut for you. With this class, all the little pieces and parts that I used is from that iconic die set. Let me show you what that looks like. I think I have it here. Yeah, that's a stamp. That's a die set that doesn't go with any stamp set. It's just the dies. It has the cute bird, the branch, which we're going to use, a few leaves, some mushrooms, and so if you're interested in that, that's the iconic die set. It's what we use for all this within our kits here. Okay, so here's all the little pieces that I've cut out of white. The designer series paper, oh, and I don't have that here, is from the Hostess set. And I've also taken this, what is this die called? This stitched greenery, and I've run that through. So I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this piece is also stitched with the stitched greenery. Okay, and I'm going to just take that piece and lay it right here with my tape runner. Huh, maybe I am. Yep, I am. Make sure my card's open the right way and lay this just right here, right on front. Okay, a nice start. Sorry, I was out of the camera. Here we go. Okay, so now it's time to take this little piece that's in our kit, and now this is going to be our calendar. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to turn this over so it's nice and clean when we get started. And I'm going to stamp my calendar here with black Memento ink. I'm going to do it again in February. So I'm going to make sure. Now, the black Memento ink, if I stamped it this way, it would be too big. And you could take a mask and mask off the piece of the stamp that you don't want stamped, just like I did with those little dots. In fact, I'm going to do that with the little dots because it's February and I don't want those on there. Here's my little dots. I'll make sure it's dry here. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna block off the 31 again, the 30 and the 29. But since the stamp is see-through, and now with the black Memento you might not be able to tell because the ink pad's the same color as the case, but I'm gonna turn my ink pad this way. And I want to make sure once again that I line up my Saturday the 5th. So I'm going to use my 5th over here, right? And set it here. And then just move my little stamp across until the 6th, which is the Sunday, is to this side. And only ink it up to there. There we go. Now drum, oop, I almost forgot. We got to take those little pieces off. That would have been a sight. But then we could just turn our paper over. Don't make me get black ink on my fingers, little piece. There we go. Okay. Turn that over and set that at the bottom of our little piece of paper here. Try to get it straight in between and stamp that down. And look how cute. Yay! Okay, then we're going to just take our February up here. And this time, I'm going to just put February over here toward the side. That'll give us room for our little circle up here for the days to remember. I'm going to fold this over so those little black dots don't get on my paper. And here I'm out of the camera. Okay, another little piece of the stamp set are these little, I like to call them wing-a-dings. I'm going to take one little wing-a-ding, put it on a block, and then just stamp it right here. Make sure I ink it up good. Nope. Get them on the block. Huh. Okay, never mind, scratch that one. We're going to take the other wing-a-ding, because that one, I'll have to do some work with him. There we go. Take our little wing-a-ding here and just put it to the side. So it just gives it a little bit more character. While we're stamping, let's bring in that little circle. Now I've cut the little circle out of the layering circle dies. I'm sure you've seen them. They've been around for a while. Look how messy mine are. You get 100 out of there. That's what I used for my circle here. And I guess I should tell you, although you'll get one in your kit, it's about 1 3/8 inch wide. But I'm going to take this It's Your Day, Put that on the block here. And I'm going to use some Granny Apple Green ink. Ink that up good. Practice maybe once, yep, on my paper. And then I'm going to stamp that in the center of my circle. There we go. And then another part of the stamp set, this little flower right here. I'm going to just take him with some Daffodil Delight ink. And I'm going to stamp off because I just want to lighten it a little bit. And I'm going to just stamp those little flowers across my little day to remember. Okay. Ooh, and then while I'm at it, just had a thought, put these little pieces aside. I'm going to stamp the inside of my card. So again with the black Memento ink. And this time I'm going to make a birthday card. I'm going to take this off of here with that happy birthday. My friend Lyanna's birthday's the 9th. So I'm going to stamp happy birthday in here. And then again with that little yellow flower, I'm going to go ahead and stamp off and just put a few little flowers around that happy birthday. Okay, one last thing. Oh, with the yellow ink that I want to make sure I do, I'm going to put the black away, is another little stamp in here is this little circle, or I could use the heart or the star, but I want to highlight that 9th on my calendar so that Lyanna realizes that I'm looking at her birthday. So right here on the 9th, I'm going to just circle that little date right there. Okay, so you know on this one, right, I did the same thing to the 22nd because a friend of mine, Lori, her birthday's the 22nd, and I plan to use that card for her. Lori and I have been friends for a long, well, in fact, since kindergarten. Now, we don't see each other as much as we want, but we sure do keep in touch on Facebook. Okay, so here comes, I'm going to just layer my little calendar here on this yellow piece, another piece in your packet. It should line up from side to side, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of border on the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to take my dimensionals. Oh, and I should have made sure I had a new pack of dimensionals. Huh. Where? Oh, brother. Nope. No, we have to use, no. Hang on, I'm going to grab a pack of dimensionals too. There we go. Okay, timeout. There we go. So I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of my calendar here, like this. And I'm not going to remove the back of just, let me make sure, I just want to move the back from the left side. So I'm going to move the backs from the right side, these three, and put that down on my card, just barely to the right of the center, like that. And then with some liquid glue here, I'm going to take one of these little flowers. There we go. And tuck him under the corner here. And then I'm going to start with this big flower here. First, let me make sure that all the little pieces and parts are poked out. And just a little bit of glue. I just want to hold them in place until I take those dimensional backs off, and then they'll hold them on for good. But I'm going to take him like this. And since I didn't take those backs off the dimensionals, I can lift that up and place him where I want him. I think I want more of him to show on this card. So then my circle will go, yep, okay. And then with this, I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of him. Said a little bit goes a long way. And then I'm going to just tuck him right under there too. This leaf, make sure everything's poked out of him. A little bit of glue on him. I'm going to tuck him up under here maybe. There we go. Then I just have these two little flowers next. So now I'm going to peel this back and take those dimensional backs off and lay that down. And that's a good way to say it. So I could have this where I want it, but yet I could still tuck those under pieces and get those where I want them as well. Let's just take the dimensional backs off of half of it. Okay, let's put the rest of our little flowers down. Wait, we got centers here that need to be poked out. There we go. A little bit of glue here. And I think we'll just set him right up here. And this little one here. Put glue on him. And we'll just set him maybe down there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And look how cute. Let's go ahead and put some dimensionals. Oh, first we need to tie a bow. So I'm going to use my bow maker. Now I have a special during celebration that if you place a $75 order with me, I will send you one of my bow makers. I had a bunch of these made up for my team and I had a few extras, so I decided while supplies last, for all orders of $80 or more, I'll send you a bow maker. And did you see I did that really fast? Let me do it again. So you take your ribbon, right? It's going to be start in the front. This would be considered my front. I'm going to wrap it around over the side here and then under and through what I call the goalpost down here, so it looks like this. See how this is underneath down there? That's a pretty good. And then wrap it around the top. And then just tie a simple knot back here like that. And you noticed I only had one hole. I think that's the right size. Maybe that's too small. Yep, I lied. Let's do it again. Need to have 2 holes. Let me just undo this little string here. And if you wonder, this trim here, this is the this is called the Simply Elegant trim, and this is in the annual catalog. So let's do that again. I wrapped it around the back. I went over on the side here, through the bottom here, up and around. There we go, and then tie that off, and now we have a cute, simple bow. If you're interested in the bow maker and you have more questions, I hope today to get a video onto my YouTube channel, so it explains how you can get one, you know, for yourself, and even better how to use it, because I went really fast. So let me put a glue dot here on the back of my bow. I'm going to use that glue dot to try to get my tails under control, and then just set that right there on my card. And then with a couple dimensionals on the back of my circle here. And you notice I made sure I missed the middle, that way I have room for my knot. And I'm going to take that and just lay it right here on that bow. Then take some scissors. Now these are the paper snips I use for only ribbon, so they're nice and sharp. Trim that ribbon off, and there you go. There's our first card. Oh, except here's the inside. Let's throw that in there real quick. And now, there we go. Now I have a cute little birthday card all ready for Lyanna. Don't tell her. Okay, so that's card number 1. That's probably going to be the most difficult card, or the most time consuming. Let's go on to card number 2, which looks like this. Get all my little pieces and parts out of my packet here. And remember, like I said before, your packet will include an envelope. So this one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp that calendar there at the bottom. So on this piece here, this is like the top layer. You can see, now you can see. Bring in my paper. I'm going to turn this over again, just so, oh, there's more over here. Okay, never mind. We're going to get a new one. Okay, there we go. Although really we're not going to stamp on this at all. We're going to stamp right here on here. So again, I'm going to bring that black Memento ink in. I'm going to clean my stamp just to make sure that I don't have any ink where I don't want it. Let's check and make sure that it's clean. Yep, a little sticky but nice and clean. I'm going to take those 3 dots. I guess I shouldn't have picked, no, I don't know what I did. Well, I shouldn't have picked February for all 3 of my cards. It just takes a little while to cover up that 31, 30, and 29. Now I'm going to make sure I ink it up, and we talked about that. I'm going to start with the 5th over here because my Friday's on the 5th, and then go across to the 6th. Okay, now let's take those little pieces off. I don't know where it went. That's really scary because he is covered in ink somewhere. Okay, and then down here at the bottom, move up here so you can see, I'm going to stamp it in the center looking at the 5th and the 27th down here so I can get it straight, and I'm going to just stamp it here with my head in the camera probably, and hopefully we won't have to turn our cardstock over and do it again. I found him. He's still stuck on there, so I guess that's embarrassing. Let's turn it over and do it again. Okay, we're going to cover up, doggone it, the 31st. It's the good thing about Stampin' Up! Has double-sided paper. We can just turn it over and do it again. And this time, I'll make sure I get that little... Okay, we're going to put this down, right? We're going to ink it up from the 5th. After you do it a few times, it gets a little faster if you don't have to practice like I do 100 times. I'm going to take the little pieces off. There we go. If you think your ink is dry, you can even do a Darth Vader and just breathe moisture onto the ink again, and it'll be all ink and ready to go again. Try to get it straight here. Drum roll, please. Let me move up into the camera. I think you can see me, but I'm way at the bottom. Yay! There we go. I got it just right. Okay, let's bring in those Saturday through Sunday. Sunday through Saturday backwards. And I'm going to just stamp that above my numbers here. There we go. And then we need a little February here to stamp at the top. But I'm going to take this little scrap of paper. Now this is part of your packet. But I just want to make sure that I get it in the right place. So when I stamp my February up here, it's where I want it. So bring that stamp back in here again. Ink that up in Memento. Stamp that up here above. And look how cute. Yay, I love this card. This happens to be one of my favorite cards. And really this card is straight out of the annual catalog. If you go look at the Days to Remember in your catalog, you'll see a card that looks just like this. I'm going to use this little flower again. I'm going to clean him here on my chamois because this time I'm going to bring in some Seaside foam. That's the same color as this paper, and I'm going to just ink him up and stamp a few little flowers here at the edge, and then I'm going to stamp 3 more right here about in the center, and then a couple more down here. Just tone on tone to give our paper a little bit more character. Oh, and while we're at it, we might as well go ahead and stamp the inside. Again, I'm going to use this as a birthday card. So I'm going to bring in that happy birthday. I'm inking it up in black memento. I'm off camera, but I'm not going to I'm going to bother. It's up here. I'm going to stamp happy birthday. I have another birthday. Her name is Kayla. She was one of my softball players who has graduated and moved on, but her birthday is February 5th. So I'm going to make this card for Kayla. Shh, don't tell her. And I'm going to just stamp a few little flowers here on the inside. Okay, I think we're done stamping. As soon as I say that, I'll say I'm not. Let's put this away, get those little dirty dots out of the way. Okay, bring in our pieces. This piece here, I'm going to just take this and rough up the edge with my fingernail. And really, I'm only going to rough up two edges. I'm going to rough up the top, and I'm going to rough up the bottom. That just gives my card just a little bit more character. I like the look for some reason with this bird and this tree branch. There we go. A little bit of tape runner on the back of that. And then I'm going to just place this right here as straight as I can onto my card front. Looks like that. The two little pieces here are the bird and the branch, which I cut from those iconic dies, and I used the designer series paper. Now I have that designer series paper here. It's the Beauty of This Earth designer series paper, and I just took these two patterns right here, and I cut the bird and the branch out of those. Makes them look really nice, I think. I'm going to just take a little bit of liquid glue on the backs of those, and remember, I keep saying a little bit goes a long way. Now I'm going to lay my little branch down here, kind of at an angle. I probably haven't done them the same each time I've done these cards. And then on the back of my little bird, on the bigger spots, I'm going to put some glue there. Just enough to hold him on there. I don't want him to fall off, but I don't think anybody's going to try to pull him off either. I'm going to lay my little bird right there. There's the front of our card. Now this card is a top fold, so it goes like this. I'm going to go ahead and tape right here the inside into my card here. And then with some dimensionals on the back of the front. And I'm going to cover up that mess I made right here. And I like 5, one in the center, so that the center of my card doesn't sag. And then just lay that right there on the front. Oh, and look what I forgot to do. I suggest you do this before you put that down because it's on dimensionals. But let me clean that little circle. Bring in, and Kayla's birthday's on the 5th. So I'm going to go ahead with that little circle and circle the 5th here. So Kayla knows I know her birthday is on the 5th. And there you go. And so with this one, excuse me, now a friend of mine is a fellow Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. She signed up with Stampin' Up! On the 18th, so I made her a congratulations or like an anniversary card. And on the inside of hers, I just put a day to remember. And that's for Amy. So don't tell Amy, but that's Amy's card. So that's card number 2. So the last thing we have now is this cute little box, just like this. So the boxes, let me tell you, they come in 4 different colors. And there's a green one over here. Now, I can't guarantee you, if you buy my class, which is $20, it includes shipping, please make sure you email me, which should be down in the description. And I can include shipping, like I said, and I'll mail you this whole kit for free. I can't guarantee what color box you'll get because it's while supplies last. But trust me, they all look really cute. I've used them all. Trust me. I'll put my Saturn packet away. Okay. So your kit, like I said, comes with the box. It comes with 100 index cards and 12 of these tabbed index cards. So on these little tabs, I've done most of them. Let me show you one more how you can get that done. Let me clean this one because we're going to use this again. So I'm going to take January for my stamp here. Put February away. January. Right here onto my stamp. Let's make sure that says January. Yes, it does. Sometimes they're hard to see. And then you're going to ink that up. Where's my stamp pad? Let me get rid of that paper and that little sticker. Here we go. And on each tab here, now I would suggest first thing you do is you get them all in order. So you have tab 1, tab 2, tab 3, and you see how I've done all the dates: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, like that. So January is going to be tab 1, and I'm going to ink up my black memento or my stamp in black memento and try to get it as close to the top and as straight as I can. And then it looks like that. Yeah, okay, we'll put those in our box. Now let's decorate the front of our box. Here's my little kit. Well, first let's go ahead and stamp on there. So I'm going to stamp A Day to Remember in that black memento ink on this white piece here. Now this white piece here is a cutout from another die set. This is from the Nature's Thoughts. It's this big square or rectangle right here. And up in this corner here, I'm going to just stamp A Day to Remember. Because like we said, in the box are all the days that I want to remember. And I'm going to try to get it straight right here close to the center, maybe a little bit above. Let that ink sink in. And look how cute. Nice, we're getting started. So then I'm going to just go ahead and layer that piece right here onto the Granny Apple Green. Like that. And then this is a little Granny Apple leaf from the Bow Punch, I think this is called. This is new in the mini catalog, and it punches out those two leaves. I just punched one out here of Garden Green. I'm going to put a little bit of that liquid glue. I lost, oh, here he is, my glue on here. And remember, it's been sitting out too long. A little bit goes a long way. And I'm going to just layer him a little bit angled here up into this corner. And then the little flower. This is from the Strawberry Punch, or Builder Strawberry Punch. So this little flower right here, I just cut that out in some Daffodil Delight. My suggestion is, first, you take the little black gem that's in there. Those are some of these matte black dots. Want to be in your kit. I'm going to take that off. If I can find my hammer, I'll take a pick tool and place it in the center of my flower here. Like this. And then I'm going to take this end of my take a pick tool and just push it into my Stampin' Pierce mat, and that gives it a nice little flower shape. So now if you can see, he's not flat anymore, he has a little bit of a curve to him. And then with just a simple glue dot, well no, let's just use the liquid glue, it's right here. I'm going to put some in this glue in the center of that and lay that right there next to my words. And look, on this box, on this one, I put it up there. So really you can put it anywhere you want. I guess this time I wanted it down there. You just never know with me. So the last thing on our little box is this cute little ladybug. Now, the ladybug, and shoot, I don't have it here, has a stamp set. So you could take that stamp set and stamp his wings. And in fact, I did it here with some Versamark, and I embossed him with the black embossing powder. But if you don't have the ladybug stamp set. You could just attach the wings and have a ladybug that doesn't have the black dots. But if you want the black dots, all you have to do is take your Memento ink and a simple pencil with a brand new eraser, and you just take and ink that up really good. I'm going to take a scratch piece of paper here just to make sure. Yep, he's inked up pretty good. Okay, and then I'm going to just add those dots right here to my wings. And look how cute that makes your little ladybug with those black dots. And you don't have to have the stamp set. Okay, let's attach the ladybug wings to the body here, which is also from the Ladybug Punch. It's also new in the latest mini catalog. I'm going to first put some mini dimensionals right here on her body. His body? Someone told me this is a male bug because of the dots or something, but in my eyes it'll always be a her. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on her wings right here in the center of the two. Take the release paper off my dimensionals, take my little wings, and that way when you put her wings up here by her head, the glue dot sticks here, but the dimension, there's a little bit of dimension between her wings, and that just gives her a little bit of character. Okay, then we're going to take her, I'm going to put her on a couple of dimensionals like this. And then just add her, him, it. Let's see how I don't want it, there we go. I think I'll put her like that this time. This is what it looked like last time. But is she not adorable? Then with this, I'm going to just take some of this Stampin' Seal and put it on the back like this. Bring in my box and just tape her this whole piece right to the front to decorate the front of my box. There you go. Okay, and now my birthday tracker box is all done. Let me bring in those cards again so you can see what we did. Get everything pushed out of the way and cleaned up. Here's my cards again. And my box. So now if you're interested, like I said in class, please email, let me know. Your packet will look like this. It'll come with the 2 cards in the envelopes and the ladybug pieces and parts all in here, along with all the index cards and the, what the other ones are called, index cards with tabs. That's what they are, so you could make your own class. If you're interested, like I said, it's $20, which includes shipping, only to the US, please. If you need to place an order, you please use January host code. If you have a demonstrator, please order the supplies you need from them, and then you could still get the kit from me. All right, if you have any questions, be sure and let me know. Thanks for sticking with me. Hope you have a great week, and I'll see you back here Thursday morning. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.